Greetings, Capricorn and Capricorn rising. This is your Western forecast for February 2024. The main theme is money, income, how to generate more of it. Maybe it's going into more sales, more commissions, getting another job, investing, any ways to generate more income. Why is that the central theme? We're going to have 5 planets in Aquarius, which is extremely unusual. When you have 3 planets in a sign, it's called a stellium. And in astrology, a stellium means a major emphasis wherever those planets are spotlighting in your horoscope. Well, here we're having 5 planets in Aquarius. So for the whole world, all things Aquarius is what is the main theme. For Capricorn, because then we break it down individually, Aquarius is in the second sign past Capricorn. The second deals with your personal income, your resources, your possessions, your skills and talents to make more money. It also describes your how you make it and your capacity to generate more money. These are all the things we would get from the second house. So we're having the Sun and Mercury and Venus and Mars and Pluto all transiting in Aquarius, all together. There's this major push, this major emphasis on money matters, negotiations, how to increase your income. I know Capricorn is the sign of business and achievement and accomplishment. So what you're hearing from me with all this emphasis on income and generating it must be music to your ears. Now, there's more than just the second house of income, because we're going to have the new moon will be in Aquarius in your second house of income, but the full moon will be in the 9th house. Towards the end of November, the end of February. The 9th house could be travel, education, marketing. So I'll get back to that. Now the Sun is in Aquarius the first 3 weeks, and then it moves into Pisces. Well, the Aquarius energy is going to stay the main theme into March. So when the Sun and Mercury moves into Pisces, the last week of February, it's not redirecting your attention from the second house of income to the third house of communications and sales and meetings. That's the third house, because the second house is going to continue being the dominant theme, because the new moon on the 9th of February keeps your attention on money matters to the next new moon 4 weeks later, to around the 7th, 8th of March. And ambitious, assertive Mars will remain in Aquarius from February the 12th to March the 22nd in your second house of income. It's just when the Sun and Mercury moves into the third could just be more of a layer, more of an interest of learning, of selling, negotiations, and that can really be part of how to enhance, how to increase your income. But before I break all this down, and I want to look at what each of these 5 planets represent, and how you can use it financially to your benefit. If you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find a direct link to my website where you can book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer. All right, let's start with the Sun is in Aquarius the first 3 weeks of every February. Wherever the sun is shining is where most of your attention is drawn to. So it's right after your birthday, or if you're a Capricorn rising, it's right after the sun just crossed your ascendant, going into the first house of new ventures and new beginnings. And so the end of January into February, all Capricorns on some level, it's always about, all right, how much money we're going to make this year? How do we keep generating? How do we keep financial security? Now, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and then I'll talk about Pluto, all in Aquarius. Now, Venus goes into Aquarius, but not till February the 16th, till March the 11th. Venus is what we desire and enjoy. It's very pleasurable. It's very creative energy. But when it's in Aquarius, it's all about money. Maybe with Venus, you are attracted to luxury goods. It's also the power of attraction, which is very good in the second house of income. But Venus also rules the arts. Some of you might be spending money on art or luxury goods. But the Venus you could spend too much money, but the Venus wants to attract more money in that second house of income. Now we have Mars. Mars is ambitious, risk-taking, aggressive, goes into Aquarius on February the 12th until March the 22nd. Now, Mars can be impatient, can be overly competitive, can be overly aggressive. Fortunately, the Venus is this cooperative, diplomatic energies, is softening that competitive, aggressive nature with Mars. So when you are asking for a raise or you're negotiating a business transaction, the Mars alone could come on too strong. The Venus makes it all very more pleasing and cooperative. And Mercury is the messenger god. And so that's everything you're thinking and planning and discussing. So the Mercury is going to be very favorable for negotiating business agreements and transactions. The Venus brings in the diplomacy, and the Mars gives you the courage and takes some risks. So those are those planets. And now we have Pluto. And I've been talking about this, if you've been watching my videos, where Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008, when we had the huge meltdown into the worst recession since the Great Depression around the world, because Pluto rules death and rebirth. Pluto represents major change. And when it goes into Capricorn once every 243 years, Capricorn represents economics, corporations, big business, and government. And there's been a big upheavals and changes with economics in 2008 when the whole economies collapsed. But since then, government, there's been more autocratic rulers taking over because Pluto is power and control, and Capricorn can be business. So I've talked about this in various videos. But Pluto went into Aquarius the end of March, the beginning of June 2023, just to 0 degrees of Aquarius. Just starting to plant seeds of thinking about it, planning about how to really transform powerfully to increase your income. Then the Pluto retrograded back into Capricorn from the beginning of June through the middle of January 2024. The time of, did you learn your lessons? Did you let go? Did you revamp all ways of generating income? Well, when the Pluto was in Capricorn, that was Pluto in Aquarius of how to make more money. When Pluto went into Capricorn, it was really about, wrapping up an old identity, bringing in a new sense of purpose. It's a big shift of awareness, a new identity, Now, Pluto goes back into Aquarius, into the second house of income, mid-January 2024 to the end of August. The end of August, going into the beginning of September, it's back into Capricorn just till the middle of November. So that's the fine tweaking. Did you learn your lessons about who are you? Taking on this, did you let go of what's not working? Starting to really reborn and empower yourself. Making sure that you get, you finally are going for it. Because the end of November 2024, Pluto's back into Aquarius in your second house of income for nearly 20 years. And so Pluto is this major turning point, major changes and transformations in the way you make money. So there's going to be a lot more generating wealth, generating new ways of generating income, new business, new investments, that you're getting the ideas of it, the planning of it. You may be at the beginning of stages of a new business direction, or you are just starting to come up with these ideas. The next 20 years could change your life financially. Now, the new moon is in Aquarius. The new moon is on February the 9th. The new moon is the timing of setting your attention. This is what you're focused on. This is what you want to achieve. There's a new moon every 4 weeks. It's always in a different sign, usually. And this new moon in your second house of income will be impacting you for those next 4 weeks. But this new moon on February the 9th is at a hard angle, a 90-degree square angle to rebellious, unpredictable Uranus. Now, that could be on one end of the spectrum, all new ways of making money. Or there could be sudden upsets and surprises with your income, and now you have to, come up with new ways of generating income because everything might have gotten really upset. That Uranus does want to bring in new, alternative, innovative ways of making money. So moving into a whole new direction. Now, the Mars is in the second house of income to March the 22nd. I'm bringing that up because the Sun and intelligent Mercury leaves Aquarius the last week of February and goes into Pisces. The Mercury will be there only till March the 9th. The Sun will be there from February the 20th till March the 19th, because it goes from sign to sign for about a month. And now the Sun is starting to draw your attention to third house matters. But because the new moon is going to hold your attention with money matters until through the first week of March, and then ambitious Mars is in your second house of income for the first 3 weeks of March. Even though the Sun and Mercury, you're starting to get more interested in third house issues. That dominant focus on how to generate more money is the dominant theme well into March. But by the last week of February, now we're starting to put some spotlight, that's the Sun, on the third house. The third house, dealing with finance. The third house could be learning new job skills to make more money. The third house could be sales, maybe going into a new sales job, or doing a lot of business meetings and negotiations all about money. The third house is all this writing, speaking, learning. You may be taking some classes, how to start a new business, how to invest, how to generate more income. But the third is often the dominant theme would be selling yourself, selling your products, because it's the third house of communications. With the dominant theme, the second house. How do you sell yourself to make more money? How do you sell your products in new, innovative ways to make more money? Now, let's go back to Venus and Mars. Now, they're going to go together from the 16th of February till March the 11th. They're both going to be in Aquarius. Venus and Mars, very passionate, can be very romantic energy, sexual energy, but it's moving through your second house of income. So it's more about a love affair with generating more money. But Mars, I talked about in January's video, Mars went into Capricorn at the beginning of January until February the 12th. Venus, the power of attraction, cooperative, that benefic, lucky energy of Venus went into Capricorn on the 23rd of January. So joining Mars. So the last week of January through the first 12 days of February, Venus and Mars are hanging out in Capricorn. So it's on your sun sign or on your rising sign. You'll have more charisma, you'll feel more attractive, you'll be feeling more popular. It can really stimulate creativity, charisma, romanticism. It's a lot of this passionate energies. And that could also be where you could be in the first couple of weeks, the end of January, the first couple of weeks of February, is through your charisma, is attracting a lot of opportunities that gets you starting to focus on how can I keep generating this money and monetizing all these opportunities. Now, the new moon is on the 9th in a hard angle to Uranus. So there could be these unexpected opportunities and surprises that come out of the blue. 2 weeks later, on the 24th, is the full moon. The full moon could last several days, maybe the 23rd, certainly the 24th, the 25th. The full moon brings a lot of matters that's been hidden, that brings it out, to the surface. From the seeds planted with the new moon 2 weeks earlier, dealing with money matters. So the new moon dealing with money, how to generate more money, really focused on financial transactions. 2 weeks later, the full moon is in the 9th. So where the 9th could be marketing, launching an online business, doing a lot of international, but marketing, and certainly being online, everything tends to be more global. But the 9th house can also represent higher education. And that's the 24th of February. The Sun and Mercury in the last week of February went into the 3rd house, which could be along with selling, but it's the 3rd house of learning and classes. So a lot of you may be really starting to come to your awareness around the full moon, the 24th, is you need more professional training. You need to get more skills, or you need to get that degree to be able to generate more money in the long run. Now, this is part of the forecast where I just want to summarize how all of this is impacting your body, your relationships, your business. I've already talked a lot about a lot of this, but having Mars in Capricorn in January for the first 12 days of February, a lot of robust energies. So you might even be starting an exercise program. But certainly at the beginning of the month of February, you're having all this enthusiasm and motivation. The relationships, the Venus-Mars, the first 12 days, and the last week of January, the first 12 days, as I said, can be very charismatic, romantic energies. You could be feeling more popular, a lot of infatuations, enjoying life, the pleasures of life. And then you start to just focus on how to generate income. And so that whole business is with all that second house, and with Pluto going to be in the second house from Capricorn and Capricorn risings for nearly 20 years, you are beginning with ideas, or you're beginning to plan, and maybe the third house of getting new skills, getting more degrees to continue to enhance the future. But most Capricorns and Capricorn risings are going into a whole new phase of creating wealth and probably creating new investments and having your own business. So I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co, that's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.